I think that Grand Tour. I think Grand Tour is. I enjoy Grand Tour at the moment. I enjoy it more than Spinning Goes. I always have the option to go back and do Spinning Goes as well. But I just think for streaming, for everything that I'm trying to accomplish here on stream, I think Grand Tour is the better format. Also, Average Joe, I think it's important, especially as, you know, as one of our regs here as well, I think it's super important that people just realize that there is a relationship between variance and there's a relationship between risk and reward, and there's a relationship between, how do I put this? I'm not afraid of variance if I believe that I can beat it. And I think that the variance in this format makes it quite exciting, and I think the variance of that in this format is what will allow us to have that amazing stream moment where we hit huge jackpots live on stream. Do you know what I'm saying? If we wanted to play a very low variance format, we might play cash games, right? But the reason why people don't really enjoy watching cash games as much as this or MTTs is because people like to see big scores. But in order to have big scores, you have to have variance. You know, being an excellent cash game player, in my opinion, is something that I would love to watch on Twitch. But generally speaking, it's not something that people... I mean, cash games just notoriously have been absent from, you know, some of the most successful streams on Twitch. And I think there's a reason for that. And I think it's to do with, you know, your average Joe likes to watch people win big, right? And I think this game has so much action, so much post-flop to talk about, loads of interesting pre-flop stuff to talk about. The hands are really fast, so you're not waiting around. We can one-table this, and we have plenty to talk about. We can look forward to big multipliers. We can look forward to really big pots, like 3-way all-ins where we win multiple bounties. There's just so much going on. We have a flush draw and a pair. And we're going to start betting now, I guess. I'm going to bet small and hope that he raises on the river. I think that's the spot as well, where if we go small enough, he can also like raise with like try and rep the 8, or he'll, if he has like a missed diamonds, he might try and rep like, he might try and rep the 8 or whatever. In this particular situation, he actually turns up with pocket 3s. Yeah, Scotland, I mean, a 1K online is huge, right? The opportunity, the amount that you can win from a 1K buy-in online is absolutely massive, so I understand the excitement. King Kaiser, you're not going to be able, unless you want your chip graph. I can help you with your chip graph later on if you want, buddy, but we won't be able to get you a profit and loss graph on HM3. It just doesn't exist. It's just not being tracked properly. Bit7, good morning. I'm wonderful. How are you? Jack 10 suiting, yes please. Top pair feels good. It's quite a big bet, isn't it? He's all in. He turns up here with king high. So the check was actually, the line we took was perfect to try and get him to bluff the final street. Otherwise, we don't get any more value. So that was, in fact, the best way to play the hand. Black Elf says, the problem I have with such insane variance as in GT is that it's hard to know if you're doing the right thing or not. But that's the kind of thing that we can figure out together, right? Like I said, like when I finish my 3K games at the 12s, we can you know, put our heads together and we can actually figure out exactly, well, we can have a better idea by sharing, you know, sharing our data and doing some experimenting, you know, seeing what kind of a strategy we think will actually be for the best. I mean, maybe I'm just running good, but like honestly, like the variance, and I've had like really big swings, the same as everyone else. but it just doesn't stress me out that much. I just see soft games. I see soft games, and I'm like, this is good. I like soft games. I want to play soft games.
You're a man.
Hey, hey.
I am still up 20 grand from this last time I stick it in.
Hey, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Bit7, thank you very much. New Karen, welcome. I think we got to try and rep it now, guys. I think we have to rep the jack. I think it'd be really weird for them to bet and then not bet the river. We can still get some king X and some queen X to fold. So I think it's worth turning our hand into a bluff when we know it's just going to be so hyper effective on the river. We need more Karens in our lives. Queen jack suiting. Fairly ginormous flop. This is definitely one that we want to raise, because we'll just get so much action from the spades and the jacks if we use a smaller size here. Oh my god. Oh! What a hand. We have to make a note about that. Nobody is open shipping pocket tens. We're not folding nines anyway. It doesn't matter, but absolute luck boxery on this final. Feels fantastic. Definitely one for the notes, though, guys. For sure, you want to have notes on everybody that just open ships tens in those situations. You're never folding nines. You're never going to adjust away from that. But the run good feels good anyway. Let's go. Oh, 67 bucks in the bag. Let's go. Happy days. Grand tour number 1 of the day, and it's just gone 12. We've only been online for 2 hours, so we're going to have plenty more opportunities to take this further. So let me take a screenshot. Total bounties won during this race 111.23. Own bounty value won 151.52. Total won during this race 262.75. We did get lucky with the nines, but we are never ever folding pocket nines in that scenario. Never ever ever. Let's get into it. So this guy and this guy are both coming from the lower stakes here, which is kind of a bummer because the amount we can actually win from them is much less than we'd like on a final table. But we do have a very significant chip advantage on them, so it kind of balances out, at least to begin with. Curling Master, how's it going? Well, everybody, it's time to grab a cup of coffee, relax, and enjoy some of the highest quality hyper content on the planet right now as we join a masterclass of Nick, absolutely destroying plebs in GT final tables for double victories. Let's fucking go. Let's do it, Curling Master. That is a good title. Raksha wants one too. Powered by Huel, you guys. Powered by Huel. Thank you, Katsu. Pretty close there. Definitely a pretty close one there. Yeah, they both start with half stack because they're coming to the table with about half the bounty value. That's how they balance when these situations happen. Correct, Gert. Very, very rarely. Well, I mean, it happens every once in a while. It's not super rare. If they're trying to match make a final table and it's not happening, they'll move people from the 25s into the higher level, which means that they have the opportunity to win much bigger bounties, but they have to start with fewer chips. What you doing, Jones?
Want a cookie?
Matt Killer, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I might have explained that when we were on mute, guys. These guys have been sat with us from the 25 and not from the 60. Which means that they're starting with fewer chips than us because they're bringing a lot less actual dollar value to the table. But likewise, if they can overcome their disadvantage in the stack, they have the opportunity to win much bigger bounties than they would have done at the 25. So it does, in my opinion, balance out. This is a pretty good final table, though, to be honest. Apart from the smaller bounties. It's not the worst situation, though, ever. We hit a queen. I have a queen. I have pineapple. And pineapple, apple, queen. We're obviously not folding the turn. That king could be bad for us. That king could be really bad for us. Or it could be really good for us. Anti-sim, it took me a good couple of years, buddy. It took me a good couple of years. But then also, having said that, that really boils down to the fact that I wasn't really sure how to go about doing it for a long time as well. I had to, if I kind of knew like what I know now about like, you know, what kind of material I wanted to look at, who I wanted to speak to get advice from, like, you know, if I kind of knew the people or the network of people that I know now back when I first started playing, it would have been a lot easier for me to climb through the ranks and become a better player a lot quicker. But I tried to do a lot of it myself, which was probably a big mistake, but I think I'd rather have done that than try to get advice from some people who I wasn't really sure were, you know, super strong. But I guess I've been playing poker since university. I'm 31 now. So that was when I was like 19 or something like that. I didn't really start taking it seriously until many years later. It probably took me a good couple of years to become break-even / a winning player. All right, we are heads up now, guys. We are heads up. This should be where we excel. Heads up poker is probably where we're strongest. Pretty standard shove. Void Remover says, do you think that the chance to win a bigger bounty / finishing race early makes up for starting off with less chips if you skip the 25s? It's a really good question. I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty close. He sized up here. It is. I feel like it's a little bit more of a. I think if there was going to be a disadvantage, it's the players that are being moved up, but only by a very little bit. Only by a very little bit, I think. JQ, good. How are you? We've already got one win under our belts, so we're going for 2 and 3 right now. Now against this guy, I'm just gonna play it as a min raise here with the ace-3. Ace-3 by default, if you were just defaulting to a GTO line, would just be to ship it here for 12 big blinds effective. Against this guy, I think it's okay for us just to have a min raise there instead, because we want to apply the same, we want to apply pressure where we can win it non-showdown in the same way that an all-in is sort of the same, but a little bit more risk. But we don't want to take that kind of a line against an opponent that we think is going to, sorry, this is a min raise, isn't it, guys, basically? We don't want to take that line against an individual who we believe to be able to shove, suited connectors over us, or, King X against us. So on the river, we should have the best hand quite often. We could also run into hands like Ace-King here once in a while too. I guess we're just going to check and just try and get to showdown. It is quite a wet texture after all. I don't know if we can fold here though. Like, he will have missed flush draws. He will have missed straight draws with the king. I don't like it. We're blocking 8-9 as well, which is kind of a big deal. But I guess we're calling. Nice. All right, so that's Grand Tour number 2 today, which means that was Grand Tour number 54. So, along with our 260 bucks from earlier, we also just took down another Grand Tour. So, own bounce, total bounties won during this race, 101.55. Own bounty value, 109.70. Total won in this race, 211.25. Not too shabby. Can we make it 3? Can we make it 3 today, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we want to know. Here we go. Oh, man, this looks like a really good final table as well. Come on, guys. We got this. The upswing has arrived. Let's go. 3 in a day. Where are we at right now? 46 games played, 16-1. Yes, please. Yes, please. Dr. Papa Giorgio, first of all, I love your name. I'm assuming that's a reference to National Lampoon, but yeah, welcome. I'm originally from the United States. I'm from Wisconsin, but I've lived here in the United Kingdom. I live on the south coast of England. I've lived here for 23 years now. 23 years. Charles Blitz. Okay, try my best, buddy. We've never had 3 wins in one stream, I don't think. I think we've had 2. We've never had 3. Could be wrong, right? You guys remember? I don't remember having a 3 in one. We've got this guy covered. We have everyone covered, in fact, so I guess we're just taking this line. Should be an insta-profit situation. Five. Fair play. I really don't like the line. I think this is probably not what you want to do, but limp call shove. Like 15 effective, ace 9 off, cut off, multi-way GT. Has decent equity in the end though, fair play. In the situation, flipping for a bounty feels pretty good regardless. Not only can we take his bounty and remain in the game if we lose, but we can also chip way up in that spot. If you use that link there, Scotland, we get a kickback from it. Thanks. Blinds are going up next hand as well. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure about the king 5 there. Let me mark that for review. Probably is going to be a fold. I think it'll probably be a fold, but from the cutoff, from the button, is probably a push, but we'll see. That'll be a good one for the review. Will Rodder says, first win from the 5s last night. Took me long enough. About 280. 280 is a nice score. Very nice. That's a great score, man. Especially from the 5s, dude. That's sick. Nice work. Love to see the community winning. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say it's trapping. We should also actually add to this note as well, no cover as well. Because it's not even a spot where you can win a bounty, right? This is a shot to get back in the game here. This ace high isn't great for us usually. Nice. Definitely still in here. Curtin says he's hungover to Fook. Good luck today. Thank you very much. Good luck today, wee man. Yeah, it's been a pretty wild weekend for me as well, to be fair. I think A7 will probably be a push here once we include FGS. With this current setup. Straight back in this game. Plenty of time for a comeback here. This feels pretty good. Ace 5, let's go. Sevilla run good. Let's get it. All right. Comeback is real. I've marked up the ace-5 suited, guys, but I'm pretty sure we've got to shove that one. Bounty opportunity here. Oh my god, the comeback is so real. The comeback is so real in this game. Could this be number 3? Oh man, so sick. Still both bounties in. This guy keeps doing this. He keeps making this mistake. I mean, he could be doing it with the weaker hand, but he's not giving himself the opportunity to isolate this player with a pre-flop open, and he's also not giving himself an opportunity to isolate once that player shoves either. Okay, both bounties still in. That's what we like to see. Come on, Nick. Come on, mate. Come on. Number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. This is definitely a gamble no matter what. No matter what, for a double bounty opportunity. So live. So live. So live. Did we get it? So incredibly live. Are there premature tissues in the merch shop? That's actually a great idea, buddy. I'm not even joking. That's actually a really, really cool idea. Yeah, Mike, we've had 2 wins today. This will be our 3rd if we can pull it off. Hey, Porn, how's it going? So Queen 6 is an easy shove here. I think I'm probably still going to push. I think we're too shallow to not want to shove this hand, but you know, this guy's been so passive that you might even want to consider adjusting with some of the more marginal stuff. Like, you know, 7-5 suited is a hand that we would shove really liberally there against a reg, but against this guy, I think it's probably okay to have those still as a limp. With the high card in our hand, I think we're just going to push it though. Same scenario here. We have the best hand pre-flop. 10. Because I had him covered. I had him covered, Wicked. Live cards, please. Please. Absolutely robbed there, guys. Still managed to win 63-33 in this race, though, so nice that we managed to get that bounty before we busted. But the elusive number 3. The elusive number 3.